right, first things first. I want to apologize for my followers. All right, and for my lateness. Well, apologize to my followers and my lateness rather. So I was running a couple of errands this morning, and I ended up being late. Taking the car out from the mechanic and all that. So I just got back. I was supposed to start this live analysis by 10:30 according to the scheduled time, but I forgot that the normal time for that is 11 a.m. All right. So this is 11:10. I'm about to start. Okay. Once again, I apologize. Now, welcome everyone. I'm Jay. Okay. We are having our live analysis. Okay. This morning. So we're going to look into a couple of forex pairs, maybe gold, some cryptocurrencies, and then we'll see what it gives. Okay, and see what we have for the week. Then on Wednesday, we are going to have something similar to that. Okay, I just have like a follow up on the week ahead. All right. So welcome everyone to my channel. Okay, powered by Green Block, and let us start with what we have in our calendar. Okay, like I mentioned before, your calendar is actually the first thing that you're supposed to check out. Okay, so I'm checking out our calendar today. As you can see here, we have the Japanese holiday. Okay, they have a bank holiday, so of course the JPY pairs might be somewhat slow today. They might be more dependent on the pair that is attached to them. Okay, so we have that. Then we have Euro, which has already gone by. We have some USD news later today, but like it's tentative, meaning that it might happen or it might not happen. All right. So most of what we have for today is actually based on Euro. Okay. So there is that. Today might be a slow day for a lot of us here. We just entered, well, not just entered, we entered London session like some time ago. So let us continue looking at what we have for today on the chart perspective of things. All right, now we're looking at the charts. Okay, let's start with DXY. Okay, since it's a brand new week, we're going to start with a brand new chart on the weekly time frame, right? So let's check what we have for the week ahead. So seems to me that we closed with a very bullish force last week. Okay, so I'm expecting another bullish candle now, and since we use this fair value gap here, okay, I'm assuming that this here is going to be our new range. So if you're actually trying to retrace, then we're going to use this range, all right, to find something here that will lead us into a higher price. Okay, although we did kind of like caught here, like this was a sweep, so we might have to be aware of that. But then the bearish setup is going to be valid only if we can cross this low over here, or we can close below this candle. Then we have a change in of delivery. Okay, so on the daily time frame, as we shift down to the daily, we begin to see here some more scenes. For example, we have this fair value gap, which was used, but like it was a weak reaction to it. You get, normally I like to see fair value gaps being used from the 50%. Okay, that's like my safe zone. If you go back down to the 4-hour time frame, we actually had another sweep here, but we never broke above this high. Okay, so this here is a failure swing, meaning that we might actually keep on going lower. All right, I'm seeing this as a failure swing already. So we have to check out here where price could actually go to. Okay, so far so good. We have a sweep of this high. Okay, so if you can have a close below this candle here, all right, then we should have some bearish setups setting in. Okay, so if that's the case, then we might just have to see and wait for price to close below this low that we have over here. Okay, so I want to see this happening, then come down here, go up, and then continue going down from there. All right, so this here is what I would like to see for DXY. Now going lower to 1 hour time frame, we don't have much there. Okay, price is just ranging. Today might be a slow day, it's only Monday. All right, so but we have a lot of news events for the week ahead. On the 1 hour time frame, I'm just seeing price range, so I don't really have much information of what I would like price to do or not. Okay, so we just keep on observing that for now, and we'll check it out along the line. Let's go down to AUD USD. Now this AUD USD, I think I've had this setup for quite a while now, and it has not been used yet. Previously I mentioned here that this could have been an order block, right? But then I saw that there was a BPR inside there. I was like, okay, why not? Let's just go with BPR instead. So I later refined the entry area, okay, to around this part, having these lows here from the daily time frame as our targets, okay, giving us a 1:6.8, almost a 1:7. Okay, so this setup to me is still very much valid. I don't see a reason why it shouldn't work, except that right now this is actually where things get tricky. Okay, so this here we have a breakout structure, we have a sweep. Okay, that could actually validate some sales from here, and if that's the case, then price might just come back around here and then keep on going lower. All right, so this is actually something that we might have to face. So is either we use this particular setup or this one over here. Let me hide this one for now so that I'll show you guys exactly what I'm seeing here. I think from the 4 hour, is it going to show? Okay, on the 4 hour it's not really showing there, but you can see the sweep from the 4 hour time frame as well. Okay, so this here is a sweep. Going down to the 2 hour, we have a clearer view of the breakout structure that I was talking about here. Okay, so this here is my breakout structure. All right, and then what do we have next? We see price trying to retrace back into it, right? So this area here is the one that swept the chart, so meaning that these last two candles here could actually be our order block. All right, so if you go with that, then this here is our order block. Okay, then we look for a sell from here. Okay, so this is where we should be selling from. TP at the usual places. Okay, we have this here, still the same 6R that we had there. Okay, this is a 6.8, so 1:6.8 is actually very okay. First 1%, and basically almost 7% in just one trade. It's going to be a bit risky, but this is London session, right? So yeah, is either if this one fails, then we have the one that's up here. Okay, that means that if this one fails here, then this here was nothing but endorsement liquidity. Okay, I'm not sure if you have any other thing on the lower time frames, though. The sweep is still here, the breakout structure is still there, everything seems to still be valid. Okay, although this one begins to fade to some extent, we don't have much right now, but then this BPR still stands basically. We have the inverse favorable gap just here. Okay, so is there one of these two? Okay, so price is either going to dump from here or from here. Okay, so I'm going to keep on open mind for this particular trade. Then this here we have this AUD USD, then USD JPY. Let's check what we have on USD JPY. We have been watching USD JPY quite close lately, especially because we have been having a lot of non-stop bullish price action here. Okay, so if you check it out, let's go down to the weekly. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. So far so good. We have not actually met our targets quite all right. Okay, this 158.8, that was my major target there. Then going down to the daily time frame, we did kind of like activate this fair value gap. Now I'm going to solve that one very soon, don't worry. So now we have this, okay, as a fair value gap here. This is our FEG. Then I'm still expecting price to reach out to this particular point. Okay, I still have these bullish buyers on USD JPY. Okay, from the daily we already touched the fair value gap. It could still be price has to need to have some reactions over here. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame, not much is happening over here. If anything, I would have loved to see price closing above this particular candle. Okay, because this here is a high, and if you can close above that high, then we have some extra confirmations there that okay, price might actually be indeed shifting structure. Okay, But so far so good. The only thing that I've gotten here right now is just a sweep of this particular candle over here. Okay, if you look at it here, there's a sweep here. Okay, so we have to watch out for this. So if you can close above this particular candle, then this sweep is now invalid. Okay, if you can close above this candle, then we have extra confirmation that price will actually be trying to shift to the upside. So going down to a lower time frame, what do we have here? So far so good. We don't have much, but we did have this fair value gap. Okay, we had the fair value gap here, price used it, and now it seems like they're trying to push up. One break of structure. We don't have any second break of structure here. I would have actually liked to see a second break of structure so that I will now know that okay, we are actually trying to shift to the bullish side of things. Okay, I don't really have anything on USD JPY right now, but looking at this here is definitely a what's it called again, trend line. Okay, so this here we have this trend line. Do we have any areas of possible support or resistance here? Not that I might be able to identify. Let's just say that it's around here. Okay, so if I hide this fair value gap here, we should have this area, this particular area where I expect price to keep on reacting to. So if you can actually break up here, come back down, then this place is going to be a good entry to push price to the upside, meaning that you would have something like this. So we'll be entering from here, put our stop loss here, and then our TP, you can put your TP at the very high, okay, or at the target for the daily time frame. Okay, that's going to like what, give us a 1:8, which is actually not bad. I think I'm going to save that. That is for UJ. All right, now this is just an expectation, does not mean that it will happen. Okay, but for UJ to buy, it means that other USD pairs have to sell, right, and DX will actually have to buy as well. So we have to wait for that to happen. Okay, let's look into EU. All right, on EU, what do we have here? Let's see, weekly time frame, top down analysis. Okay, so we had a bearish week on EU. Okay, this here is a high, this here is our low. Currently price seems to be tracing back into it. I'm not sure what it's doing right now, but at the end of the day, since we had this sweep around here and price have been quite bearish, I'm still expecting this low here to be the overall target. This same way that we have an overall target for USD JPY, we have one for Euro USD as well. Okay, the sweep here is still very much valid. Price closes down here, we see a break of structure, and then this here is another block. Okay, so that validated EU coming down from there. Then we had another break of structure again, price came back up, used this guy as another block, and now started going down from there, right, to the downside. Okay, so I'm not really sure what price is doing right now, but definitely we should be going down from here. Okay, let's see, daily time frame. On the daily, we don't have much here. We do have that break of structure, price keep on going down. Did we respect this? We respected this fair value gap. We're respecting the fair value gap currently. So we swept Thursday's candle. So now we are going bullish. Are we going to keep on being bullish? That's the major question there. That's the biggest question now. 4-hour time frame. What do we have on our 4-hour time frame? On the 4-hour time frame, we do have a sweep there. I don't know, it's like price is trying to go bullish right now. Okay, we have a sweep, we have a break of structure. This PY was never used, and it seems like you're using it now, and price is beautifully reacting to it. Look at it here, this fair value gap now. All right, fair value gap. Then let's see if we can have a close above this particular open of that candle there, so that we'll see whether we're going to have a change instead of delivery. All right, this here is a sweep, So whether we have a close above this candle or we can close above this high over here, then we can now tell for sure that price is trying to push to the upside once again. Okay, and if that is the case, then I would assume that we are actually heading into this high over here. Now if I go back to the daily time frame, okay, like I said, we did not break through this low, and I don't know why. This could actually be a failure swing, and if that's a failure swing, then price might just be reversing from here. Okay, so that's actually something we have to watch out for. So far so good. The sweep still stands on the 2-hour time frame, stands on the 4-hour time frame. We have a break of structure here, break of structure again. So if eventually price begins to come down, okay, I would want to look for some sort of range. Okay, this is going to be an evening range from this low to whatever high price makes. Okay, so meaning that this here could as well be used as another block. Okay, we have the first break of structure, the second break of structure, then we are definitely trying to reverse at this point. Okay, on the 1 hour the sweep still stands over there, so I would actually be eager to see where price is heading. Okay, so in the next 30 minutes we'll now see the fates of this particular market, okay, on EU. So I'm expecting to see something like this, and then personally I don't actually want to be aiming too fast. So this is one target and this is a secondary target over here. Okay, I actually don't want to take it too far because I don't know if EU is trying to like get back into some POI that I'm not seeing around here and then dump from there. Okay, but I am actually somewhat optimistic on this particular setup right now. We are going to likely be seeing this during the New York session. Alright, so this is EU and this is actually something that I'm looking forward to seeing. Okay, okay, I had this on AU. Let me just put an alert here to see when price is coming to this area. Then if AU is dumping and then EU is trying to buy, well, I do not understand that correlation right now, but then in 2025 a lot of crazy things have happened. Right now on GU, okay, GU is showing some promising setup here. Okay, we do have a sweep here, we just need to close below this low over here, basically what AU is doing. So I feel like EU, that is euro, is not really giving me what I want right now. Okay, so I've already seen two correlated pairs and they are both showing me that they're going to sell, and then there's UJ showing me that's going to buy. So I'm not sure if EU is making too much sense right now. Okay, so in the midst of this I would love to see price coming down here, coming back up, and then going down from there. Okay, we still have our overall target from the daily time frame just like we had on EU. Let's just say that let's just target this low over here. Okay, then after that, then I don't know what happens next, but then back to the 1 hour time frame. If this actually plays out, we should have what? We should have like a something like a 1:3, right? Yeah, that should be a 1:3. But then of course we're going to have a much better order block on the 15-minute time frame being formed if that is the case. So the sweep still stands, so definitely this we can close below here, we should have another block around here. Okay, so let us be waiting for that. Let's see something here. Let me check the charts. Okay, so I let out my chart here. I'm seeing my chart, so if you guys comment anything here, I'll actually be able to look into it for you all. So if you have a pair that you want to see or anything, you can just comment and then I'll see your charts here, I'll see your comments on here. All right, yeah, that is that. Okay, so let me get back to the analysis. For GU, that is what we have for GU. Okay, let's look into gold. Yeah, gold. It would be nice to look into gold. Okay, so we'll go to the weekly, down to the daily, down to whatever I can see something there. Okay, on the weekly we still don't have much there. Price is basically just ranging inside here. On the daily time frame, price is still low-key ranging, but then we used a fair value gap here, which I believe is being respected, so we might see price pushing down either this low here or this one, which is equal lows, relative equal lows. So this is my number one target right now. Okay. I would love to see some setups that are going to take price to the downside. Okay, but so far so good. We don't really have much of that. This here is a high, we have a sweep, but we don't have a close below this area here. I would have loved to see it close just below this particular open of this candle here to show that there's a change instead of delivery. That alone will be enough for me to see that okay, we are definitely trying to head down from here. Okay. 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour we don't have much. We don't really have much here. I would love to see price coming up here. Okay. Indeed, I feel like we're still bearish. Alright, so look at this. We have a break of structure to the downside. Okay, we have a break of structure here as well, but this time around price actually used the fair value gap, right? Okay, good and fine. Now we have this last guy standing here. This could actually be another block for gold. Okay, this here could be endorsement liquidity, and then we have the shorts from here. Now there are two options here. You can either leave your stop loss here, which is the safe option, or the risky option, which is around here, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Why? I do not know, but I like that the risk of loss ratio to this one is going to be very high. So this is going to give us a 1:15. Would you look at that? But if you keep it safe, then it's going to give you a 1:8, which is actually not bad if you reason it. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, I just need to see gold coming up a little bit more, and then from there we'll now see what's going to happen. So that is for gold. Nasdaq, I had a setup on Nasdaq. Was it from midnight? But then I missed it out, so I was actually banking on the buys on Nasdaq. Okay, the major reason for that is because I had these sweeps around here, so I thought that maybe with these sweeps we'll now see price trying to go up from there or something, but so far so good. You don't really have much. Nasdaq is low-key looking indecisive to me, so I'm not really going to be too on top of this matter right now. Okay, I'm skeptical about using Nasdaq right now, especially because of this how price opened. Okay, so this here is actually a gap. I don't know why it's showing as a candle, but it's supposed to be a gap here, so we might actually be trying to close that gap. So maybe after closing the gap, we might see price going back up again. Okay, so for now, let's just say that we don't have anything on Nasdaq. Okay, at least not in the lower time frame. Let's check the high time frame to see if we have a sense of direction there. So a weekly breakdown, finish up with this one. Right. Okay, so we have this break of structure, price came back up again, came down. There's a new range from this low to this high. So far so good. Basically are still very much bearish on Nasdaq on daily time frame. Okay, if we go down to the 4 hour, we have this fair value gap, which is crazy huge. So, and then we have what was the range? Okay, so this is the 50%. I expect price to come back to the 50%, and then maybe possibly we could actually use this 50% of this particular fair value gap here before you can see more of them. When price reaches that area, then we might see something like this forming and then go down from there. Okay, so until that forms, I'm not really going to do much on Nasdaq. Okay, there's nothing much to do there. Okay, so that is my idea here, that we're still bearish on Nasdaq. 12 time frame, do we have anything there? We did have a little bit of like a sweep around here. This here is an inverse fair value gap, but I don't see much happening around here. Could be that price is going to use this area too, so let's watch out for that. But yeah, let's just watch out for price to pull back inside here and then do its thing before getting any ideas. Now, I was told that I did not make a weekly overview on EU. That's because I'm already expecting EU to drop. Okay, from here we've already touched this particular fair value gap. Okay, but we need some extra confirmation that price wants to sell. The previous week that we had EU closing in a bearish format. Okay, so far so good. I'm expecting us to actually close around here, or at least go down to this particular area this week. Then on the daily time frame, we do have there some little action. You see here, you see that GU came up here, okay, and swept it around here, right? Then we have a break of structure. Price is now trying to come back up. Okay, I was actually expecting price to come back to this particular area here. We have a little fair value gap here on the daily, and alongside that we do have this candle here, which could actually be used as a order block. So these two are overlapping POIs over here. Okay, so I'm not sure about, in fact, my confidence for both the setup on this GU and which other one do we analyze again that has a second setup inside it, I think AU, okay, is not much actually, because on the daily time frame I'm expecting this POI here to be used. Okay, so this might actually be a trap. This could be a trap. Okay, so I'll be expecting price to actually come up here. This could even be some sort of endorsement liquidity that we are seeing here. Okay, once price can clear that and form whatever setup that it wants to form, then we have a very strong bias to sell. Okay, but until that happens, this one is a low confidence trade, is a low probability entry. Okay, so that's worth of noting. So thank you for bringing my mind down to this. But this could still happen. All right, it's not most that we have to come back up here, but that would actually be the most ideal setup, or a very strong setup. Okay, we even have this here as double equal lows here, so this is actually a form of liquidity as well. All right, so equal lows we have here as liquidity. Price has to sweep that, or at least to run through it. So we definitely have reasons to go down here, but then we need a particular setup that's going to allow us to move down to that place. So what next? Okay, I've already analyzed Nasdaq. I hope that clears your question, or what you wanted to see. Let's check Euro AUD. On Euro AUD, I'm not really sure what's going on in this place, to be very honest with you. Okay, sweep, break of structure, price came back down, sweep again, break of structure. Nothing much. The pair is just acting somehow right now, so I don't really know what I'm going to trade here. No, none of the sorts, at least not for now. I'm not really seeing much here, so let's not get confused. Okay, then we have, let's look into GJ. All right, now for GJ, let's go to weekly. So far so good on the weekly. We swept this high, but then I'm expecting price to actually touch here. Same idea with UJ. Okay, then going down to the daily. On the daily time frame, we seem to be respecting this particular fair value gap that we have here. Okay, we did not close below the 50%, so still being respected. All right, jump down to the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, we see here that we have another fair value gap here that's being respected. Okay, this here was respected, and then we have an inverse fair value gap there, which I believe it was also respected, which it was. Okay, then the 4 hours candle actually swept this other one here, right? So we do have a high around here, but then we have a fair value gap as well. So we go down one more time frame or two, just to make sure that what we have there is actually the right thing. So I'm going to use the inverse fair value gap instead. Okay, inverse fair value gap is still there on the 2 hour time frame. This here is a sweep. Do we have a break of structure yet? No, I would want to see a close above this line over here. Alright, so what we do have right now is just a sweep. Okay, so that sweep would actually indicate a reversal there, but if you go down to the 1 hour time frame, that sweep disappears. Okay, it actually shows us a break of structure, but then I need more confirmation from the higher time frame, not just the lower time frame. Otherwise we might not have exactly what we want here. So yeah, we have to be watchful for that. But GU seems to be bullish again, so I'll be expecting GJ to be bullish, but I need more confirmation on this setup. We don't even have much things here to tell us that okay, price is indeed trying to go up from there. I don't even have a proper setup right now, but I just know that I'm bullish on this GJ. Okay, let's check EJ. Nothing much here. We're already bullish here. We're trying to make new highs. Okay, so I think this here is equal lows, but I don't see any setup right now. So it's the same idea with GJ and UJ. Okay, let's check JBP CHF. The daily time frame, no, weekly. Let's go to weekly. On the weekly time frame, it closed bullish as of last week. Okay, this could be the initiation of price trying to retrace or not. On the daily, what do we have? On the daily time frame, we do have a little reaction there. I think price reacting to something. Did we sweep this area? No, we did not sweep this area. We did not sweep it. So this whole thing here, there's actually a lot of liquidity here. We have a whole liquidity pool sitting here. Alright, let's just place it like this. So we actually ignored this fair value gap. We already closed above the range. Okay, we will not close above this high over here, so there might be some chance there. But then, because of this liquidity that we have over here, I would want to see us trying to have at least a liquidity grab here. Okay, let's check the lower time frame to see if we have any bullish setup there. Okay, we already have a buy here. Okay, we broke structure from this side. If you're using it, let me just use this here as a drawn liquidity. Okay, then what do we have? We are waiting to see a bullish setup. Okay, so do we have anything around here? This is our golden zone. Let's jump down to the 2-hour time frame and see. Okay, we do have a fair value gap here. We have a it's not really a sweep, so because of the breakout structure, I think that's still somehow valid. But yeah, we do have this fair value gap here, which is on the golden zone area. Okay, and this is my candle where I'm going to place my stop. So if from anything, I'm going to take a buy from around here, place my stop loss here, then that will give me a 1:3 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1:3, just right. Okay, so this is a setup for JPB CHF on the 1 hour time frame. Can we refine that? We definitely can, and we can see here that we have a sweep finally. So I'm actually bullish on this pair right now. I think this is going to be my first setup of the day. Since we did this here, I think I might want to see price just coming here and like using this particular other block here. But this one is another POI inside a POI, which to me makes a lot more sense. So this is my stop loss. It's going to be here on the first candle that made the fair value gap. So this is going to be my trade idea. Give me a 1:4 basically. I'm just chipping some little again to like make it a 1:4. So this is my setup on JBP CHF. I'm going to mark that. JBP AUD, what we have for us? Okay, price is looking rough. It's looking very rough. We do have a sweep here showing that we could possibly go to the upside, but it's looking too rough. I don't want to see that. So yeah, I think that settles it. Let's check Bitcoin. Okay, let's check Bitcoin. Now for BTC, I had a setup there. I think it was on Friday. I think it was a setup on Friday, but I did not place it. In fact, I did not place any of these setups that you're seeing here right now. Right. My reason is that I wasn't even sure that this was going to work again because I saw price reaching here. I already cancelled the order. This was my last setup on BTC, and now I'm observing that BTC just came here crashing this place. So it would have been a very nice trade there, but unfortunately I did not take any of them. Let's look to see what Bitcoin is doing. After this, I'm just going to analyze Ethereum, and after that we're going to call it a day. Okay, So now, this here is a sweep. I'm still very much valid on this idea. I'm still on this idea, banking on it, that this here is another block on the weekly time frame. Okay, and I want to see price going back to 150. On the daily time frame, we did have some good reaction from there, and today we are going bearish. So far, so good is bearish. That's not enough reason to panic, especially if you can have a sweep around here. It would be very nice, but so far so good. We don't really have much of that. So we have the first break of structure here. Now, okay, there's a sweep here, right? Yeah, I think that's where I saw my first trade from. So we have a sweep, we have a break of structure. We do have this fair value gap here. This little fair value gap, very much valid to me. Okay, it's below the 50%. I'm very sure of that. So this is our range that we're working with. Like I said, below the 50%. So this is actually at the discount price. You can still use it. So our time frame, what do we have there? Nothing much actually, but then I like the idea of using this particular candle here. Okay, because price didn't actually fall down to the area where I would consider, okay, this is a discount zone here. So I want to check out something. Let's see, from this place to this place, this is our zone. Our OTE actually forms around the other block that I was seeing here. Okay, so this is the last bearish candle before the break of structure that broke price and displaced it. So personally, because of the size of the candle, I would actually take it from the high. So this is what I'm going to be working with. If that is the case, then we have some little endorsements here, right? So that is my DOL. And where would I be seeking to buy to? Well, this is a very tricky area, so let me put a target here. Okay, another place we could target is actually this area here. This line that we're seeing here is the other block from the weekly time frame. Let me clean that out. We could actually use this other block or this one over here. At this point I don't even know, but then just to be safe, I would want my stop loss to be here. Okay, and if you're actually reversing from the weekly time frame to go bullish, then there's no reason why my TP should just be here. I could actually target something higher, but then it's not a financial advice though, so you have to be careful with how you're going to go about it. Okay, this is the best place to put a stop loss for it not to get missed stories. You can put the entry around here to start from this other block here. Alright, let's shift this up to this place. Then this is going to give me a 1:2. Not bad. If you're actually we are bullish again indeed, then of course our target is going to be way higher than that. But now, for now, I'm just going to keep up with this. Okay, 1:2. So that is for BTC. Okay, let's check out Ethereum and see how Ethereum is doing. Okay, we had a sweep here, a break of structure. That was the first one. This here is a fair value gap, which seems like we have tapped into. This whole block that we are seeing here now, this is the weekly fair value gap. Okay, I don't think I need to go back up to the weekly time frame. You're not going to see much there. There's a lot of bearish price action, so the main fun right now is happening on the lower time frame. So we have our sweep around here. Okay, we have a sweep, then a break of structure. We have another one. No, none of that again. So let's go up. Let's check the 2-hour time frame. Okay, so on the 2-hour time frame, sorry, 4-hour time frame, we do have a fair value gap here, which seems to be respected. But I've actually used this other block as well, but I don't know what's going on right now. But like, so far so good. The fair value gap seems to be respected. Okay, so I'm still expecting some bullish price action. We even have a sweep here, so I don't know what's going on with the price. Probably a fundamental outcome or something. But yeah, so far so good. I'm actually very much bullish on BTC and ETH, although it's a gamble. It's a bit of a gamble. Okay, so it's not really of course I'm not a financial advisor, but like, if you're following me on this, then you have to know the risks, okay, involved here. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave at this for now. I don't really have much of a setup right now. Okay, This here is the 2 hour time frame. 2 hour fair value gap, sweep, break of structure. Right, price is coming down. I don't really know, but it's a mystery right now. Okay, so I'm bullish on ETH, I'm bullish on BTC for now. So I'm going to be calling it a day, but before we get into that, let us look into our forex factory once again. Okay, let's check the calendar for the week. This is loading so slow. Okay, so now let's check out this week on our forex factory. Okay, it's very important that we have to be aware of what is going on. Okay, so the major events for now for this Monday is the next one is going to come by 3:50. Alright, which is the European Central Bank president speaking. Okay, after that it's going to be tomorrow by 2:30. We have the USD core PPI. Okay, we're going to have retail sales as well. Then this one is not really of much importance to me. I usually focus mostly on the red ones. It's just that sometimes these medium ones can actually pack some impacts there as well. Okay, so on Wednesday by 1 a.m. we have AUD CPI. So if you're trading the London or the Asian session, you might want to be aware of that. Then we have another one by 2 a.m. this New Zealand dollar. We have their monetary policy. Okay, we have their interest rates. Okay, they're planning on cuts. Okay, they're planning on cuts for the interest rate. So that is actually going to be something that's very interesting. If they're cutting the interest rate, I think that should be negative. Right, let's check it out here. Measures. If the actual is greater than forecast is good, but this one now is the actual. If it's lower than the forecast, it will differ a little bit more from the previous one. Okay, so we actually have to check out with the previous one as well. So if it comes out at 2.25, then it's going to be bad for the economy or their currency. So we should be seeing NZD taking a little dip. All right. I bet that by now most pairs that have NZD in the beginning now they might be going down currently to adjust to this particular cuts on their interest rates. What else? They have the press conference by 3 a.m. Okay, so get note of that. AUD and NZD on the early hours of Wednesday, it's going to be tricky. For USD we have the unemployment claims. All right, so very important that you check this out too. Okay, beware about this. Printing GDP. Okay, we have GDP is tentative, meaning that's not yet fixed. Okay, it might happen, it might not happen. All right. After that, on Thursday we have the USD bank holiday, which is going to make the day to be very, very slow. All right. We don't even have any other news around that day, so I don't think I'll be trading on that Thursday. Then on Friday we do have news for Canadian dollar. Okay, their GDP is coming out by 2:30. So these are some of the things that you have to be aware and look out for. Okay, this week. So with that, we have come to an end of our session. All right. I really want to thank everybody that came out here, that's watching this live. All right, and people that are still going to come again. And I want you to please help me out by giving a subscribe and giving a like to this video. It really helps me. Okay, so the more you guys support me, the more I'm going to try and chip in and make things to be better for us. All right, so I want to thank everybody once again for coming, and we're going to call it a day, and I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Thank you.